Good day, everyone. So excited to have you here on this edition of Let's Talk Networking. I'm Terry Lee Harrison, and I am passionate about helping coaches, consultants, and solopreneurs be able to network in the most dynamic and lucrative way. Today by Douglas Donaldson. Oh, we have a light. Technology and lighting is amazing. So it's okay. It's all good. So Douglas comes to us from Maryland, and he is a health insurance guru. He's with U.S. Health Advisors, and I think Doug, just welcome to Let's Talk Networking, and I'm excited to talk about health insurance with you, especially when we think of our business owner friends and the needs that they have. So welcome.
Thank you, Terry. I appreciate the time for you spending with me. What time is it where you're at? It's 8:30 p.m. here.
Well, so it's 8:30 a.m. tomorrow here. So we're hitting people at all times across the world at all kinds of times. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep. Oh, good. Awesome. Yeah, it is cool. I think it is cool. I asked Douglas to come. In fact, I've been asking some insurance questions myself, and I've appreciated how he's been able to help me just get started on what the process is. And so for our business owner friends, I just want to invite you. He has come today with 3 top tips to share with us about health insurance. And then please put your questions in the comments. He'd be happy to, or message him. He'd be happy to get with you and answer your questions too. So Alfredo and Luciano, thanks for being here with us. So I know, Douglas, that you want to talk about that we should look at just what is the deductible and consider what is our out of pocket when considering insurance. Tell us more about that.
Well, see, what happens, most people get caught up in the deductible and they go, wow, if I have $1,000 deductible, that's all I have to pay. Well, that's not really true. Once you meet your deductible, then you start getting breaks on things like doctor's appointments and services. But if you have a major surgery, $100,000 surgery, you could be responsible for $10,000 because what they're not telling you, and what most people that only look at the deductible is they disregard what's called max out of pocket. Max out of pocket is your maximum exposure, and it goes 2 different ways. It goes 1 for individual, and 2, if a family has a plan, it may have a $6,000 per person max out of pocket, but a $10,000 to $15,000 for the entire family. So people really need to be conscious of that. My wife and I had a $2,500 deductible, but she had to have a spinal fusion, and our max out of pocket was $10,000. So you're better off having a $5,000 deductible with a $5,000 max out of pocket than having a $1,000 deductible with the $10,000 max out of pocket, because what you're really trying to insure yourself against is the big hit.
Yes.
1,000 to 5,000 is a whole lot easier than 10,000. And on that note, people need to understand that the best health insurance is no good if they cannot afford the premium. So they have to have the health insurance where they get their benefits to meet their budget. And that's the best way to design a health insurance plan.
Yeah, so good. So thanks for reminding us of that. There's so many things that we need to be aware of as we're making health insurance decisions. So speaking of, I have to say one of these is newer to me. I've been out of the States 4 years now, and so I'm not sure how new it is, but talk to us about what is an EPO versus the HMO versus the PPO.
Okay. You're right. The EPO is the newest one. It's called an exclusive provider organization. And basically, I'll use geography to kind of explain it. An EPO is good for a city or a county. That's where all of your services are going to be. And then an HMO may cover an entire state, or 2 states might be linked together. So the EPO is a very small network. Then you have the HMO, which is a bigger network but has holes. And then you have the PPO, which is the largest network, and to use the 48 continental states. If you have a PPO plan, you're going to have coverage depending on what network, whether you're in Cigna, Choice Plus, multi plan. You're going to have coverage in 80 to 90% of the country, i.e., in the network. And in network is always less expensive than out of network. For example, I have a client who recently last year had health insurance and her daughter went to Charleston, South Carolina. She didn't realize she'd been changed from a PPO to an HMO. Her daughter had emergency appendicitis surgery. She got a bill for $23,000. She called the insurance company and they said, "You didn't notify us you were out of network." She said, "But we gave the hospital our insurance card." They said, "It's not the hospital's responsibility to let us know you were out of network." That particular plan had a 72-hour notice on being out of network. They did not call within 72 hours, so they were responsible for the whole 72,000. No, 23,000, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Um, so, they missed the 72 hours, and that's what people need to understand. You don't want to have a plan that if you're having a heart attack, you want to call your insurance company while you're in the ambulance to make sure you get covered, because that just creates more stress.
Right.
So if you're traveling, a PPO plan is the way to go. But
Mm,
if you're younger and you live in a city and you Uber and Lyft everywhere and you don't travel a lot, the HMOs in the cities are great, for that type of lifestyle. So insurance is not only about insurance, it's about your lifestyle. And as you get older, I refer to it as asset protection. Because if you've
yes.
worked your whole life, you're 50, 60 years old, you have a house, you have a beach house, something like that. You know, one 10-day stay in ICU can cost you a half a million to $1 million. So those are the
Yeah.
differences, and those are the ones I recommend.
Oh, thanks for spelling that out. I think that is super important to know. So, and I didn't even, like I said, EPO is new to me. So great, 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 great. So, lastly, and this has been so enlightening so far. I can't imagine what a whole consultation with you will do. But you talk about the importance of looking inside of the plan. At what are the benefits and how do they help your lifestyle? So, talk to us a little bit more about that.
Well, again, depending on your lifestyle and where you're at, and I'll use the state of Maryland as an example. If you're a young couple, and I happen to have my nephew and niece and a friend of my daughter's who need in vitro IVF. Well, there's only 6 policies that give you any IVF help. The rest, you're totally out of pocket. So that's what I mean. You need to look inside of a plan. I was talking with a young lady yesterday, 32 years old in Texas, and she's on 9 different prescriptions. And I took the time while we were looking at policies to see, were her prescriptions generic or were they name brand? Because when you look inside the policy, you see that you've got to pay $150 for name brand until you meet your deductible, or you have to pay it all until you meet your deductible. Some plans,
Mm,
if you've got a $6,000 deductible, you have to pay for all of your prescriptions until you get to $6,000. And
yeah.
that's why, if you know it ahead of time, with her, I went in and looked up each prescription. I went to GoodRx to see if it was generic or name brand. And then we looked at what her price was going to be. So instead of her having to meet a big deductible, we found a plan that generics were $10 and name brands were 50.
Wow.
And it was only 60 more dollars a month.
Wow.
60 more dollars a month saved her a few $100s a month. But if she would have gone online, gone to the exchange and said, "Oh wow, I got $1,000 deductible, that looks good," right? She would have
Hmm.
incurred other expenses.
Yeah.
I just changed my insurance because of that. I have a prescription that costs $3,100 for 3 months, and I was paying $750, which I thought was pretty good. I just changed it. Now I'm paying $100 for 3 months. So, in a matter of making two changes in a year, I've saved $2,500 out of my pocket, because when you pay for prescriptions, there's nobody there to give you your money back. That's
No.
your hard earned dollars at work.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, all these things you've mentioned, whether it's the deductible versus the out of pocket, making sure you're in the right plan, and then double checking the benefits for your needs, they're all really important. And I can see the importance of having an expert like you to chat with. Like, it would be silly for people to go online and try and find insurance on their own. It's going to be a very costly, it could be way more costly than it has to be. So I just want to invite people to connect with you. How can they connect with you if they'd like to ask more questions, if they'd like to learn more?
They call me on my cell phone. It's my walking office, and it's the one thing we all have with us. And I even have a sticker on the back of my phone, so I have my business cards with me. So if anybody would like to
Nice.
call me, have them call me at 240-508-3839.
240
I'll put
508 3839. I got it here in the chat.
Yep.
Ta-da!
And I'll put my email in the chat for you.
Okay, sounds great. Sounds great. Well, I want to thank you for this. And any last tip you want to give in closing?
Definitely look inside the plan and talk to an agent and talk about different plans. Look at what the agent has to offer, but also, depending during COVID and your work and your income, look at what's available on the exchange. 40% of the people I talked to in the last year, I showed them how to get free or almost free insurance because of their financial situation. Yes, we make commission. All agents do, but we should do the right thing. And that's why the back of my business card says HOPE, helping other people every day. I help people get free insurance when they're down. And only thing I ask in return is, if you know somebody that needs health insurance or has a question, have them call me. Because the only dumb question when it comes to health insurance is the one you don't ask. So I'm here if someone has a question.
True. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to pop your email address in here for everybody. And thank you, Douglas. So great to chat with you today. Thanks for the tips, the information. And again, if you have questions, please contact him. I have full confidence that he is the guy that can help you. So thank you so much. Have a great rest of your evening. Everybody have a great rest of your day. And we'll see you the next time at Let's Talk Networking.
Thank you, Terry Lee.
You're welcome.